Good morning. It is Monday, February 23rd. Cool here in Orlando, Florida. We had another cold front come through. We're hoping this is the last one before spring break's right around the corner. So hoping we're warming up before that. I want to spend a few minutes this morning just launching the week. Everybody has a different way in which they get started. And I want to kind of speak to that here a little bit. So I want to start. I've got one of my favorite kind of daily reads, Leadership Promises for Every Day. It's by John C. Maxwell. And it talks about how will they meet change. This is today's devotional. I'm just going to read some of this because it kind of helps us lead into kind of how we're going to attack the week, but become better at attacking the week. It is usually easier to present change as a simple refinement of the way we've been doing it, right? A refinement of the way we've been doing it rather than something new and different. When a proposal for change is introduced in an organization, people fall into 5 categories in terms of their response. You've got first, the innovators. They're the originators of a new idea and generally are not acknowledged as leaders or policymakers. Second, you've got early adopters. They are those who know a good idea when they see it. They can jump on a good idea when they see it. You've also got middle adapters. They are the majority. They will respond to the opinions of others. They will be somewhat swayed by the talking points. If it's a really good idea, they might be all in for a bit, but then somebody throws a wrench into it and they're back out. You've got late adopters. They're the last group to endorse an idea. They often speak against proposed changes and may never verbally acknowledge acceptance. Like they're the ones that are going to, as soon as an idea fails, they're going to say, I told you so. They keep that option open. They keep that door available. And then fifth in this list, you got the laggards. They are always against change. Their commitment is to the status quo and the past. Often they try to create division within the organization, which is even worse than being a late adopter, right? It's worse than being it's the one that actively tries to prevent things from improving. And so when we go into periods of change, who are we? And I think in this industry specifically, there's always change happening. There's markets changing. There are technologies that are changing. There are all kinds of things that we've got to be ready to adapt to. Now, one of the things we also fight against, and I fight against this with our team all the time, is bouncing from idea to idea, right? Like I think most agents in this industry fail. 71% of them last year didn't sell anything because they don't have a plan that they're committed to. And so I'm not speaking specifically to the plan itself. The plan is going to be, I'm committed to this concept. Here's how I'm going to build my database. Here's what I'm going to do on a daily basis. Here's the change comes in the midst of that at times. And it says, man, there's a new, let's talk about it through the lens of AI. Man, there's AI and we're going to try AI for a week. And then we're going to say, well, that was too hard, or I'm not good at it yet. And then I'm going to be back. Right. Or your team leader says, hey, we're going to start moving in a different direction. We're going to be moving into an open house campaign. And you are the one that says, I'm all in and we're going to make the best of this. Or you're the one that says, without a doubt, this is the worst idea I've ever heard. And you're going to instill doubt in other people's minds. And then through 2 or 3 of you are going to take this down a different course and create division within the company. Right. So we know different people and different. So the question is, how do we take action? Who are you in this regard? And I think we just got to be honest with ourselves in terms of who we are when we talk about taking action, when we talk about being innovators versus early adopters. Everyone's not an innovator. Very few are, right? Very few are coming up with new innovative ideas. Some people hear a good idea and they can jump on and run with it fast. And I think we are moving into a period of just across the board. This is not specific to real estate, but it is who can take a good idea and implement fast. When you say, I want to begin doing something, how fast can you begin doing it? It's a real question. Like, how fast can you take action on an idea? And so I think that is one of the separations as we look at different agents in terms of who's successful in this industry. The difference in the 71% that didn't sell anything last year and the remainder. And then you go up to the top 5% or the top 10%. Who has the ability to take action when markets change, when markets slow, right? When we have to start signing BBAs versus not, right? Like, who is the one that begins to truly take action? And so we want to be people that are action takers. There's a massive disparity between outcomes of those that are wise to change they're going to implement, and then the speed at which they can take action. And so I want to personally, and I do these so that I can preach to the choir myself here for a bit, is like, I want to become an even better action taker. So it is Monday on our team. We do what is called VIP Day on Mondays. VIP Day, we are focused on chasing people who are very important to us and to our business. What are the most important things you can do? I believe in stacking your week from priorities to because the reality is the more time that goes on, the more chance there's going to be a fall through. There's more chance that something's going to come up that's going to prevent us from doing what we want to do in the first place, right? So how do we become action takers? One, I think it comes down to stacking your priorities where you have a disciplined ability to tackle the challenge at hand. So on Monday, we start with what we feel is most important, because what happens on Monday, so for me, I set up my week. I have my morning huddle. I make sure my key people have everything they need from me so that we're rolling. You know, if you're selling houses, if you're a real estate agent, man, let's talk to our transaction coordinator. Let's make sure our deal flow that part is solid, because what happens if it's not throughout the week, or somebody's missing something from you throughout the week? Now your whole week is focused on, I got to get that. Get it done. Be done with it. Then we go into our VIP. So for me, the VIP is the most important people in my business. It's people who have the ability, the propensity to refer me business. And so what we face, and I want to spend just a couple minutes on this, because this is a place that whether you've been doing this a long time or a very short time, you can take action on today. Take action by saying, who are the most important? I think where most of our new agents fail is identifying the people who are most important to them, because these aren't like the CEOs of the biggest companies in your area. Could be, but that's not necessarily who we're out pursuing. So who is it? It's influential people that already know you, like you, and trust you. Influential people that already know you, like you, and trust you. So what do we have to do to make sure that we are connecting with these people? We need to be in touch with them. We need to speak to them. We need to set up lunch with them. We need to set up a time to connect. We need to be furthering our relationship with these people, right? When we further our relationship over time, the ability for us to work better together over time is going to continually improve. So we're going to stack our day with our VIPs. The next piece of the VIP puzzle is, one, at least consider them. Because a lot of the VIPs that I hold close to, I see on a regular basis, because we're doing life together. These are people we coach our kids' baseball teams together. We see each other at church. There's a lot of things that are overlapping in our life that allow this to be an easy relationship. This is not a challenging business relationship, but it is still incumbent on me to ensure that I am pursuing that relationship and pursuing opportunities together, right? The goal is that all tides rise, that we're going to grow together. The next piece of the puzzle for our new agents, and anybody for that matter that wants to grow their business, who do I not have in my VIP list that I need to have? And so how do we answer this question? We answer this question by saying, who can I refer at a high level? If I can refer them at a high level, I need them in my life, because I need people that are referable, that do a good job at their job, that I trust, that I need to be able to hand off. And so if this is somebody in my network already, fantastic. If it's not, I need to go track them down. So here's what we coach. We coach that you start to identify who it is you need. So let's just, we'll lean into the fact that we're in Florida. We've got people moving in from other states. And let's say we need to be able to refer them to accountants and financial planners. We've got higher income professionals moving into our state. We need the ability to connect them with people that will be able to advise them at a high level. So when we do that, how do we really tackle that, finding the right person? I think we need to go back to the people that we already know, that we already like, that we already trust, right? If you've only identified 2, 3, 4 people, go back to your network and say, hey, I've identified a hole in my business. I need a financial planner and an accountant that I could refer to people moving in town. Who do you know that you would recommend I reach out to? Can you connect me? Right? When we start this path of being of searching intentionally, we're going to find people that we don't yet know. So search intentionally. First, we've got to identify the gaps in our business, and then we've got to go out and search of that. Another little tip that's been explosive for many, many people, because this cuts 2 ways. The tip is that we go to our social network and we say, I am looking to connect with someone, a financial advisor in Orlando that has capacity to work with customers that I have moving in from outside Florida. Keep it simple. Keep it intentional. The benefit is you're going to have people that rise to the surface to recommend someone that they trust. Two parts of this. You already know the person that's recommending them. They may be, if you find someone who is willing to step out, put their name on the line and recommend someone, that's somebody you need to be intentional with. That's somebody you need to connect with at a high level because they might be your next VIP as well. Then you need to ask them to make a recommendation to the person that they're recommending, right? Connect the dots. Have them send a joint text or an email or whatever to connect the dots with you because this is somebody that you need to know. And I promise you, when you start to do this and you start to make this a regular part of your business by building your database, this is not just building a random database. A lot of people have big databases of people they don't know, that don't know them, don't know their name. They'll never recommend them. They'll never work with them. They never have worked with them. When you start to be intentional with this and you're having people that are recommended to you, that know you, that have maybe worked with you, that are connecting you with someone that you're going to have the ability to refer, it's going to change your business overnight. And let me do I'm going to sum up right here, a quick way of kind of seeing how effective this can be. If you had somebody in your network that really, truly enjoyed you, you guys got along, they trust you as a service provider, doesn't matter even what your business is, and they could refer you one person a quarter. If you're a real estate agent, getting one referral a quarter from someone in your network is a big deal. Someone will be able to give you a lot more, but one a quarter. Now, that is a lead for you. You've not necessarily closed that person, but let's say out of 4 from one person, one relationship, you close 50% of them. You get 2 of them. In this market, most people are buying and selling. Now, as you start to move into different parts of your network, you might find a higher portion of those are going to be buying and selling. But let's say 1 out of the 2, that's 3 opportunities that you wouldn't have had. And this is from one relationship. Now, the beauty is you've got to make sure you continue to feed into that relationship because the next year, you're going to have 3 more opportunities. You're going to have 3 more. And if you're doing this at a high level, that may grow. Now, if it doesn't, what you also have is now you have a shared customer potentially, right? If they're a financial planner and they're referring someone to you, you're a good fit for, you now have a shared customer that you are both able to wrap your arms around with and take care of them at a really high level. And so your relationship is growing with that person. It's going to be easier because now I can call them on a Monday morning on my VIP day and we can talk about the people that we are actively working with together, right? It's not a sales call. It's not, hey, do you have anybody you can send me today or this week? No, that's not a great sales call. Let's be honest. Let's push into the relationship. Let's push into the fact that we're able to take care of this new customer at a really high level and I can give them updates because guess who needs to know about their home buying and selling decisions? Their financial planner, right? I'm going to be able to keep them updated all along the way. So that's the challenge for today is take action on this. Don't wait. Like if you've got a full day booked out, take action in some way. Who is it? Identify who it is you need to know, hopefully by doing this. And I'll just throw out a few more. Financial planner, contractor, handyman, plumber, electrician, property manager, insurance provider. Everyone needs to be shopping their insurance on the regular, right? You need someone who can help do that. But we can go down this list and you can start to house cleaner. Like these are not people that you might have thought of before. Some of our best VIPs, man, if you're in this space and you are hyper involved with your PTSA, you are a person with a great network, people trust, right? Like, so start to identify in your network who the movers and shakers are. That's what we're doing here. So my question to you is, are you going to take action? Let me read here just this last piece. The early adopters, they are those who know a good idea when they see it. If you think it's a good idea, hopefully you identify that it is a good idea. Have it working this business over cold leads out of your database that are never going to work with you anyways is a good idea. So the question is, are you going to take action on it? I challenge you, take action on it today. Let's make this a great week. We are moving into buying season for real estate. We've got interest rates moving in the right direction. We've got talks of property taxes being eliminated in Florida for homesteaded buyers. If you're not getting ahead of that curve, like this has been a talking point for a year. I mean, if you're somebody on the outside who says that'll never happen, cool. It has happened. It's done. It is that way in other states. We would not be the first. Florida would be the first to have no property tax and no income tax. So what do you think that does for our market? Help your buyers get out there, take action, get in front of this before the market takes another step in the right direction. Have a great Monday.